Hello and welcome to Follow Everton. I just want to give some thoughts ahead of Everton's game against Southampton tomorrow night. There isn't going to be a big preview today, unfortunately, due to personal reasons, but we will be back with some coverage tomorrow. Um, Sean Dyche tomorrow cannot afford, even though I don't think we've got any realistic chance of winning this cup or any cup, Sean Dyche cannot afford any more calamity results or embarrassing results where headlines can be written about him because I think his job, although they've given him the vote of no confidence, I think he's under threat. Um, and should Everton lose to Southampton tomorrow in a way that is despicable, I think the question marks against the manager will grow even more, and I think it's very possible he could be in trouble with a few more bad results. Let me just phone on Do Not Disturb. Got Aussie Chris messaging me midstream. So he's got to go strong. He can't take any chances now. At the same time, we need to find some balance between the fringe players and the players who've started now. On the back of all those results, these bad results, there's no way that the likes of Keane or Tarkovsky should be playing, or even Jordan Pickford. There's arguments for him being dropped. And the midfield, Garner Gay and Tim Urabunum have not protected the defence well enough. So you could be saying you need to drop players and give others who are on the cusp of the team a chance of breaking in. So for me, although Jared Branthwaite and Nathan Patterson have only had 2 days full training, I'd be giving them 60 minutes tomorrow. I'd be throwing them in from the start and getting them some game time and some minutes. Because the level of player that they are compared to what we've got is far superior. But, you know, if there's any risk with Patterson, then there's no harm in playing Roman Dixon because I think he's got a big future. But the last thing I want to see is Sean Dyche panic and go, listen, I've got to win this game because they're writing headlines about me. My job could be under threat with a few more bad results. And then going with his tried and tested. I think he can't reward failure. He's got to find a balance between dropping the players who haven't done well enough, dropping the players who need a rest, and giving an opportunity to the fringe players. And I get it's difficult. He'll, it's a very complex situation for him to be in. But I want to see Jared Branthwaite in the team. I also want to see Jake O'Brien. Yes, he didn't play for Ireland. Yes, he's not shown a lot at the moment. But get him in the team, start him in defence, Jake O'Brien with Jared Branthwaite in there, Patterson or Dixon, and then whoever's fit at left back, whether that is Mikolenko or Young, neither deserve to start. They'll have to go in there. And then in midfield, I just think Garner Gay's got to be rested. He hasn't been his usual high standards. You know, he is 35 and he isn't able to cover the ground as much. And when a player who relies on his ability to cover the ground and win the ball back isn't doing it, serious question marks need to be asked. So I'm giving a debut to Orel Mangala in front of that back four. And I'm also throwing in James Garner from the start in central midfield. Go and earn your place back in the team. And let's see how these two do. It's not anything against Tim Urabunum. He's going to be a top player. You can tell, technically great, but we're conceding too many goals. The defence needs changing. The central midfielder needs changing. And on the wings, I don't want to mess around with that. I want Ndiaye to get up to speed. I want to keep him in. And I want to give an opportunity to Jesper Lindstrom because I think this is a perfect opportunity for him to show what they can do and put a marker on that right midfield slot. Because Jack Harrison, let's be honest, he's running around a little bit, but he's not doing anything decisive and impactful in games. And I don't know whether he's just uncomfortable playing on the right wing or whether his role is more about the defensive shape, but not for me. And then it's difficult in the number 10 role and up front because Calvert-Lewin has done nothing wrong. In fact, he's in very good form. And therefore, there's an argument for playing Calvert-Lewin from the start to build some momentum and to try and get some goals, consistency, and to go on a really good run of form. So there's an argument definitely for not to drop Calvert-Lewin. At the same time, Beto probably waiting in the wings, looking to get some chances. I think it'll be very interesting to see whether it goes with Beto or Calvert-Lewin. I think there's compelling arguments for both. And in that number 10 slot, Decore or McNeil, well, you could say McNeil needs resting. He's only just played and we're going to need him fit for the Premier League game. And in that number 10 position, he's got a goal and assist already and has looked very nice. But then Decore in a home match against a seated side, you probably wouldn't want to go Decore. I think Decore is going to have a time and a place. Away from home, where you need someone who can drop in that midfield and be disciplined, but also break from midfield, ideal for seeing out a lead as well at Goodison. He should be the type of player we bring on. But I don't think against Southampton, him starting would go down too well. Either Lindstrom in the 10 and McNeil on the left and Ndiaye on the right, but basically whatever combination, I would like to see Ndiaye. I would like to see Lindstrom. And yes, it would be nice to see McNeil. It wouldn't be nice to see Decore. So you could go 4-4-2. Listen, there's so many things he could do. He could put McNeil on the left and die behind Calvert-Lewin. But I think McNeil probably deserves a bit of a rest. But guys, what do you think? Give me your teams. Listen, I'm going to Goodison tomorrow. If we lose, I kind of expect that because I think there's a lot of negativity and ill feeling going on at the moment. Got a wonderful comment from Amanda here. Thank you, for Amanda, for the donation. She's saying, who would you have as manager if not Dyche, David Moyes? Are you in hospital? Very sorry to hear that, Amanda, and I hope you get better soon. David Moyes, listen, I was born in the 90s. Moyes was an idol to me, along with that generation of players. And the question would be, does he still have that exuberance and that desire to do well that he would have done in his first tenure? And if the answer is yes, and if he was at that level, then absolutely I would have David Moyes ahead of Sean Dyche. It's a no-brainer. But I think there are other managers out there like Graham Potter, and a decent director of football would be watching other teams and in touch with other managers should Dyche, because he's club first. He's not manager first. He works for the club, not the manager. He's got to have some sort of contingency plan for if results go bad. Now, I don't want to be too depressing, but I can see us losing consecutive games. We seem to do things in groups, going on bad runs. But at the same time, I do think we've got it well within our capabilities based on the performance against Bournemouth to fight back and to get some respectability back on this name. But you've got to change, as we discussed yesterday in the analysis video with Ian Yandalf. Really good, by the way. Loads of subscribers and loads of views off the back of it. When you look at Michael Keane when he plays, you have to statistically score 2 or more goals just to draw. So Keane has got to be dropped. Nice guy, but if you're not winning headers in your 6-yard box, what is the point? Get Jake O'Brien in. I don't care if Branthwaite's not 100% match ready for Premier League. This isn't the Prem. He needs 60 minutes. Get him in there and shake up that midfield, and they need to rocket up their backside. Mentos is saying, play O'Brien, Dixon and Mangala. Good shout. Roy is saying he leaves the first 4 games. Exactly. We conceded 13 goals. It's outrageous. We've got to change that defence. None of them deserve to start. We've got problems at left back. But the 3 others, the right back, the centre back, and the left centre back, have got to be changed. Change it. Roy's saying move on from Moyes. Yeah, you could argue it's time to move on. But he has nearly had the Everton job twice before. Once after Martinez was sacked and once after Koeman. I just want people's teams before I head off. This is only a short little chat just to look at the Southampton game. Yes, I think Potter would come. Absolutely. And I think Everton have got good players who aren't performing. International players now. They should be doing better. They certainly shouldn't be losing 4 in a row, and they shouldn't. It's the manner of the defeats, the way we've conceded goals, every different type of goal, long shots, inside the box, individual errors, all different types of goals. It's a collective mess, really. I think Potter would come, and I think he could get better out of these players than what we're seeing now. Better football, but Dyche seems to think these players can't play, and that's why we're playing the style of football that we've been playing. But I think we can do a bit more. I've seen Ndiaye. You know what Lindstrom can offer. I'd like to think so anyway, at least. Just going to get these teams up now. Richard Berry. Hi, Richard. He's saying Virginia in goal, so Pickford's being dropped. He has conceded 13 goals, including 3 from outside the box. I think this is quite realistic, to be honest, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is the team. But I think he prefers McNeil over Harrison. I wouldn't be surprised if that was a team, Rich. Peter's going Virginia in goals, also dropping Pickford, Dixon at right back. Reece Welsh, okay. In central defence, and Eli Campbell. He's not going to do this. He won't do this. And I think Eli Campbell's gone out on loan, mate. I think he's gone on loan. Mangala and Garner, yes, agreed. The two defensive midfielders need dropping. Conceding too many goals. Two centre backs need dropping. And Dye, Harrison, Lindstrom, Breuer. Brose is not fit, bud, till October. And on that bombshell, I'll love and leave you. Thank you so much. If you haven't already, you know what to do. Subscribe and make sure you turn the like button on. To 2,899 subscribers. So let's get up to 2,900 and then look forward towards 3,000. But I've enjoyed speaking to you, and soon I'll be back in a studio, just waiting on some work to be done in the house. And I think in the next 3 to 4 weeks, I'll have a proper Everton studio to be doing these streams. Look forward to seeing you all then. Take care.